Halloween Ends has Corey Cunningham dealing with the trauma from one Halloween night where he accidentally killed a kid and he's just trying to get through life. And then at the end, they have Laurie Strode and Michael Myers fight for one last time. So the positives on this film are the opening credits, I think, are actually pretty cool with the pumpkins coming out of one another. So I really liked that. That was actually pretty cool. The intro to the film is pretty cool. It's pretty good having Jeremy be a brat and then locking Corey in the closet. And then Corey kicks open the door and accidentally kills Jeremy. That was actually pretty good. That was actually a pretty good intro to the movie. So that got me hooked. That got me interested in where the movie was going to go from there. I like how character-driven this movie is. Laurie Strode tries to get past the trauma of Michael Myers, and Corey tries to get past his trauma of killing a kid, so I thought that was pretty cool. And the directing, as always, is good. It is still a good-looking film. That's it for positives. On to the mixed. In the mixed, everything about Corey Cunningham is very interesting. I like his trauma. I like it that Michael Myers sees the evil in his soul, and that the evil is kind of passed on to Corey, and that's all very interesting. However, it doesn't make any sense to have that story in this movie, in this finale Michael Myers versus Laurie Strode movie. And he just kills himself at the end. He didn't sacrifice himself. He didn't redeem himself. You know, if they did something a little bit different with the movie, he didn't, like, sacrifice himself for Laurie or for, her granddaughter. So, he just kind of turns into a secondary villain in the second half of the movie, and then he says, like, if I can't have your granddaughter, then nobody can, and he kills himself. Okay, that means everyone but you can have her granddaughter. So what are you talking about? So that was very stupid. But I also do like the question of, did the town cause the evil in him, or was it just always there? That was actually kind of interesting. Now on to the negatives. I don't get why this movie takes place 4 years later. It would have been more impactful if this was the same night, or maybe even 1 year later. Otherwise, it feels a little too long since the last encounter, and it's like, Laurie Strode, I think you should have moved on. Especially 40 years later, from in Halloween 2018, but especially now, 44 years later since the first encounter, and 4 years later since the last encounter. So it feels a little too long for Laurie to still kind of be on this. This is kind of the least scary movie in the Blumhouse trilogy. The first 2/3 isn't really a horror movie at all. I think it could have been a bit more scary. Although it is much more character-driven, and I do like that, at the end of the day, it is still a horror movie, so it still needs to scare you, and I don't think it did that well of a job. I think all the scary, intense parts were, like, at the end of the movie, so I don't really think it's that scary. Another negative is most of the kills aren't terribly graphic and bloody. I think they could have done better with the kills. Nothing really stands out. Jeremy's kill at the beginning of the movie stands out for how surprising it is, and that Corey actually killed a kid. So, and that kill is good. I will say it. I think it'll be on my top 10 kills of the Halloween franchise, but it's not gonna be like top 3, just because it's not a Michael Myers kill. And the last negative is, I don't think the final battle between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers for one last time is really that great. It was very weak. It's not really that brutal. And it was also pretty short. It was like 5 minutes at the very end of the film. So I don't think they even really meet until the end of the film. So that's very weird. So I mean, like, this movie was hyped up on Laurie Strode and Michael Myers fighting for one last time. It was at the end of the film for 5 minutes out of an hour and 40-minute movie. So very short, and it's not even really that satisfying. It's satisfying that Laurie Strode kills Michael Myers, but I mean, it just wasn't as long. Otherwise, I think this could have been a great final battle. I think it could have been one of the best moments of the franchise. Instead, it's really not. So, in the end, Halloween Ends is a decent movie. It's a watchable movie. I would rather rewatch this more than Halloween Kills. But you know, it's not great. It has a lot of problems. So, Halloween Ends, decent movie, not one of my favorites. So that's my review on Halloween Ends. Thanks for watching.